DFS gamers, welcome back to another edition of PGA's DFS preview from your guys here at FSI. It is me, TK Nation, here with John Cool 19. John, how are you doing this evening?
Very good. It was a fun little event last week, and kind of ready to move back to the mainland here and get back into some of the more common events that we're used to playing here. We've had a lot of success at some of these California swing events, so I'm excited for it.
Definitely have over the past few years of playing DFS. Pebble Beach is usually my jam, but the Amex is always a good warm up with multiple courses here that we're going to see at La Quinta Golf Course in California. But a little small recap on last week. Things went pretty good in cash games. I think Henley and Kisner were good picks. We had a couple of bad picks, but overall, I think we did pretty well. John, did you have a pretty good week last week?
Decent. I came out just a little bit ahead between the three sites. Naismith just ruined me. Would have been a lot better without that pick, but we had a lot of guys finish top 10, top 15. A ton of guys made the cut out of my player pool, but just didn't quite have the NA picks or steal, unfortunately.
Right, and that's something we're going to roll into here for the American Express, is we'll reference it as the Amex. A lot of long shots win this tournament, and that's something we're going to have a lot of long shot darts for GBPs this week. But we're pretty similar on some picks, so let's just roll right into it. We're going to start out with my favorite play this week. We have Patrick Reed sitting at 10-2, 15-1. He is a previous winner of this course. Just want to mention that there is no Pro-Am event, so we are going to only get 2 courses. If you want to check out John's course preview, he did very well on that today. That is the starting point to our research. He breaks down the course and he gives you a quick look into what to expect for the week. With that being said, the 2 courses this week, we're going to get a really easy course, and then we're going to get a Pete Dye Stadium course that is a little bit more bunker bound, and there's a lot of more traps your way on that course. So yeah, Patrick Reed, like I said, won this course, and he's coming off some really good form. He did finish 3rd in Dubai, a couple of top 25s as well. I'm just going to roll the dice here, and not necessarily roll the dice, but I'm going to roll with Patrick Reed as my top stud this week. And then Universal DFS pick Scotty Scheffler this week. Young guy, he finished 3rd last year, a really big birdie maker. He's going to be popular. I'm going to be on it in cash. Going to roll with Scotty for sure. How about you? And where are you at on your favorite plays this week?
Yeah, I agree. I think Scotty Scheffler is my favorite play. There's certainly a lot to like about Patrick Reed. You can make a case for Finau if you want to go Koepka as well. We found out Jon Rahm's going to be withdrawing this week, so most of the guys up top are pretty playable. I don't know if I'll get on Patrick Cantlay this week, but Scotty Scheffler is going to be my favorite. He has 9 of his last 13 events. He finished top 25. 3 of those were top 5s. 19th at the Masters in November, so that was really good to see. And then 13th at the Tournament of Champions. So he's certainly starting off the year in good form. I do like 3rd place last year at this event. You'll see us kind of hit quite a bit on course history here or tournament history. So Scotty 3rd place last year. He's a big birdie maker, 6th in birdies or better over the last 50 rounds. He's 11th greens in regulation, 4th tee to green, and 8th in DK points over that same range. So I'm going to play quite a bit of him. And I think you're right, especially at the price, 9,500. That's a great place to start for cash lineups this week. I'll probably be loading up on him. But again, a lot of studs that you can find something wrong with each of them if you really want to. Like Finau didn't play great at Tournament of Champions, or some JM wasn't fantastic at the Sony. So a lot of good players, but all of them kind of have a knock on them there. So I'm kind of thinking slide down and get Scheffler.
I agree. I think these 2 give you the best chance to have a winner in your lineup, and that's what we're going to go for with our studs and our favorite plays. But moving along into value, I think we have another guy that we're pretty similar on. Go ahead and kick us off with your favorite value play.
Yeah, my favorite's probably going to be Sam Burns. I really do like Zach Johnson too, but Sam Burns, 8,300, he's 70-1 odds to win. The course history is really good on him. He was 6th in 2020, 18th in 2018 here at this event. He hasn't played in 2 months. That's kind of the only scary thing looking at Sam Burns, but he's fantastic Bermuda putter. He's 4th over the last 100 rounds. And then just looking at his form, he was top 10 in 2 of his last 5 events. I really like that for somebody that's under 8,500 in the pricing here. He's 2nd in ball striking over the last 36 rounds, 4th in opportunities gained. So we're looking at a guy who's going to give himself a lot of chances at birdies this weekend. It's going to take a lot of birdies to win this week. So Sam Burns is very favorable here at this price. Zach Johnson, a guy that I think you and I both like a lot this week, 55-1 odds. Just looking at the pricing, he's 400 cheaper and he's 15-1 better on the odds. So kind of tells you, I think the pricing might be just slightly off on DraftKings, making him a really good value here. If you're playing DFS, 9 straight cuts made for him. He was really, really good on approach last week, although he kind of faltered in some of the other areas. But I think the approach is much more manageable to continue week to week. He's got those 9 straight cuts really entice me a lot to probably play him in cash this week. He was 2 top 10 finishes at the Amex here, 2014, 2012. And then just looking at his stats, last 36 rounds, 2nd in greens and regulation and 3rd in putting over that time, 10th in DK points as well. So a lot to like about Zach Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. I watched him in that 3rd round last week, and he had to go like 6-7 under to make that cut after an abysmal first round. And then everybody kind of lapped him on that, on that early tee time. So he had a lot of ground to make up, and he goes super low. He makes the weekend. He played really well on the weekend as well. He was somebody I was using in weekend lineups. 2nd in putting coming into the week, 9th in approach, 7th on par 4s, and 3rd greens gained. Does really pop in the model. Zach Johnson going to be a really good core play for me this week. I also like Cameron Chingali, another guy that's really good on Bermuda greens, 7,400, one of the coastal guys I like to play in California. He's coming in with some decent form, although it has been a couple months for him as well. He was 3rd at the RSM, 29th at Houston. Another really good putter, as I mentioned, and he was 22nd in greens gained, 17th on approach coming in. So I like these 2. Probably going to be cash core viable plays for me this week. Other than that, I think we could get into some sleepers. I like who you have. He was a big part of my weekend lineups last week. Who you like here for your sleeper?
Yeah, I think both these guys are really good plays, but I zeroed in really on Sepp Straka, 100-1 odds, 7,400. He was 4th at this event in 2020. I do like the form quite a bit. Also, he was 25th last week at the Sony Open. He gained 4 strokes on approach at the Sony. That was top 15 in the field, so I really do like that. His last 36 rounds, 9th birdie or better, 8th in DK points, top 25 in putting as well. And then just kind of looking at consistency, 6 straight cuts made. He was top 5 back at the Houston Open in November. So I think there's quite a bit to like, especially the 7,400 price tag, I think is really nice here on Sepp Straka. And maybe a good a bet, top 5 bet or outright winner at 100-1.
Yeah, I wonder when Sepp Straka's big breakthrough win is going to come. This is typically this kind of event where you see like first time winners pull through at 100-1. I would love to take a shot on Sepp Straka. Hey, if I always say this, if Adam Long can win an event, anyone can. I like Sepp Straka this week. Good pick. JT Poston is going to be my sleeper of the week. 110-1, 7,300. He has won on tour, as you can see. He has good course history. He came in 37th in 2020, 7th in 2019, and 34th in his debut in this event. Really good Bermuda putter. 7th overall coming into the field. Not much to go on with some strokes gain statistics. Doesn't really pop in that aspect, but JT Poston, kind of a guy that runs hot with his putter, and that's kind of what I'm banking on here down at the bottom at 7,300. Going to be a GBP play. I probably wouldn't prefer someone like him in cash. So JT Poston going to be my GBP sleeper this week. But if there's anything else you'd like to add, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for me in a very short week, with bigger tournaments coming down the line.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I think we checked on the weather. Everything looks actually really, really calm. Maybe just a touch of rain on Saturday, but I don't think weather is going to come into play. So I'm really looking forward to this event. Actually, I'm much more excited now that the Pro-Am's gone, not having
Yeah.
6-hour rounds and 3 courses to try and navigate. So I'm a lot happy. I'm happy with all the changes this year, even though it'll go back next year most likely.
Yeah, I agree. We get the whole weekend of shot tracker, which is the big thing for me. I don't like no shot tracker. It kind of takes
Yeah.
the fun out of it. So, yeah, with the 2 courses on stadium, with the 2 rounds in stadium course, we have a fun weekend ahead. So with that being said, we can close it out with our one and done picks. Last week I went with Webb Simpson. He finished second. It got me 209th place in our contest here from the guys at Fantasy National Golf Club. Big thanks to them again for putting on an event like this for us DFS guys to follow throughout the year. If you haven't, please check out the Fantasy National Golf Club website. They do a lot of good stuff for statistics, models, and things like that. That's kind of our go-to. So big thanks to them as well. John, you had, I believe it was
Berger. He finished
Berger,
top 10
yes.
also, but obviously just not quite enough. A couple strokes and he'd have been there. But I'll take it. I think we're both off to a good start. I think we're both satisfied with where we are. We weren't part of the 1% who had nah, so that's okay.
Yeah.
But I think we're up in that top echelon where if we can just keep kind of coasting and getting top 10s, we're gonna feel really good come 9 months from now.
Yeah, we're on chalk this week with Scotty Scheffler. So Team Scotty Scheffler here at FSI. I hope we can pull through. Maybe he can get his breakout win, and we'll be really pulling for him. But anything else to add, John? That's going to be it from me.
No, I think that's it. Yeah, you and I both kind of came to Scotty Scheffler on our own. When you had said that's who you wanted, I was kind of surprised, but I'm happy. I think we're both on the same guys for good reason. So give me a Scotty Scheffler win this week.
Could be an FSI victory lap for both of us, as we are on the same guys. So cool. All right. Well, everyone, please like and subscribe the video. As always, it is much appreciated. There are a lot of good content here at FSI. NHL coming out throughout the week, NBA, soccer, you name it. You got it here at FSI. So thank you guys and enjoy your day.
All right. Thanks.